Hey, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bigfoot Odyssey's Researchers Report. We had a last-minute cancellation from Daniel Benoit. I hope everything's okay with him, or I say cancellation. We're going to reschedule. But Danielle and I are going to try to put on a little show for you. I think we've got a lot to talk about anyway. Just want to remind everybody, make sure we keep it clean in the chat. We'll take any questions at any time. We're going to be talking about the expedition. Who we have in mind for the expedition. A lot of people have emailed and texted and called, and it's really very humbling that so many people want to be involved in it. But I don't want to not introduce our producer and co-host of the Researchers Report, the lovely Daniela Aiello.
Hello, good evening.
I feel like I need to hear some music or something.
Music.
I don't know. Something doesn't feel right. It feels too calm or too quiet. I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. I think I can hear that my air conditioner's going. So.
You have to get on the piano.
Do what?
You have to get on the piano to get a little piano out there.
You know, I tried that, and it's just, it's a pain. It's a pain to lug around. So I just
too big.
Try to, I'm either reading emails or talking to somebody on the phone, trying to get stories done, ready for the show, things like that. That's all. Let's see what we got in the chat. Since we're just making up a show as we go, let's see what we got. Get smart. You know what?
Shaggy?
I'm gonna have to do
Shaggy Max Scraggy.
Do what?
Shaggy Max Scraggy.
Shaggy Max Scraggy. I love that name. Our chat moves by so quick sometimes. All right, we'll start it. I'm gonna go all the way to the top. The Weird Ass US, how you be? The Mr. Outdoorsman, Robert D, Andy Gone Fishing, Shaggy McScraggy, Jenny Sutter, Mr. Justin Mountainy. Sorry, I can't read, so I apologize. June Presley, County CRI. Miss Diane Fowler, one of our awesome moderators. How's everybody doing? All at once. We're good. Joseph Dietz, seen you in a while, buddy. Carl Gotro, LA Swamp 8. And
Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Jeff Townsend's here.
Oh, Jeff, our buddy Jeff.
My friend.
Jeff Townsend is actually going to be going on the expedition with us. Jeff is going to handle our base camp operations and make sure everybody is behaving and doing what they're supposed to be doing. He is, let's talk about what we're going to be doing and when we're going to do it. And the best I can tell anybody is it's going to be between February and April when we go. For obvious reasons, the only people that are going to know exactly when we go are going to be the ones going. It's a pretty ambitious venture. I don't think anybody has ever done what we're planning to do. It's going to be probably 7 of us total. Could be 8. I don't know. But we're planning this expedition that's going to be 1 week, 7 days in the field, in the bush. And we are going to be filming every single second, 168 straight hours of filming. Most of that's going to be from 4K GoPros, body cams, but we've got a lot of equipment that we're going to be getting. We have made a GoFundMe for people that want to help us out. I'm putting in about $7,000 of my own money. But what I'm going to do is I'm purchasing some equipment that I plan to keep. Anything else that we purchase for the expedition that was purchased by donors is going to be donated to independent field researchers. North Carolina Sasquatch Watchers, they're going to get some of this equipment. But we're going to try to get the best stuff we can get. There are I'm getting for the drone, it's It's a Gen 5 thermal, works during the day or night, and it's you can see detail from 200 feet with this thing. It's incredible, and that's going to be a big part of the strategy that we're going to be using for our aerial approach. And then for the ground, the thermal we're going to have is about $50,000. The night vision that we're going to be having on the ground is about $40,000. Obviously, we're not going to be buying that stuff, but we are going to rent it. But that's what we're going to be using for a lot of the nighttime operations of those things. The drone is going to be vital for some of the strategies we're putting together for what we're going to be doing. And what we're really trying to do is get the kind of evidence. I don't think we're going to be able to prove anything to anybody, no matter what we get. If we get the next Patty, which I don't expect we will, but who knows? We're going to put ourselves in the position to get all these things. I mean, the guys, Bob Gimlin and Roger Patterson were looking for Bigfoot whenever they got her. So, and we're going to be in a place in South Florida. It's not anybody's active research area. Anybody asks, it's not anybody else's area that I know of.
There's just going to be more substance to whatever you get because of the amount of people you've got with you as well, isn't there? So
right, there's going to be a lot to it. We're going to film it. We're going to put it together in a 6-part. It's going to be a 6-part series. We're going to do it by days: day 1, day 2, day 3, from everyone's perspective. And we haven't filled the team. We're still taking applications. Just know that it's going to be a sacrifice. It's not going to be fun. What we have planned is going to be hardcore. We're going to be going at it mostly. We're going to spend most of the time out at night, and probably sleep as much as we can during the day. But we'll be setting up different trap scenarios. We've got Scott going to be working on some maps for us, some elevation where we can find our choke points and travel corridors. The reason I chose this spot is because of they're a little more aggressive in there, and it's close quarter. There's not a whole lot of place for them to go. So, and I know we're going to be among them. I already know that. The difference is, whoever goes has to understand that we're going to get evidence, something better than we have that we can use to try to convince more people that these things are out there. Like I said, we're not going to prove anything to anybody, but I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do it. And I've actually been working with Barb Charlton. I actually had a session with her, and I probably need to have a few more with her. She's emotional freedom techniques practitioner. If you don't know what that is, it's like acupuncture without the needles. Pressure points. When you have high anxiety or something that triggers you to have high anxiety. And for me, it's not so much fear as it's my body. It's the way my body reacts whenever I go into the woods, and I can't help it. There's nothing, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I know what to do now, and it's absolutely, it's helping. And helping me identify, triggers, the things that trigger the emotional responses. And she's incredible. I would tell anybody she's doing it for free.
Wow.
Crazy. As a matter of fact, she donated $100 to the GoFundMe. She was like second donation, $100. And we just want to say thank you to everybody that's put in already. Kip Marchetti, Miss Nedra Smith, all you guys, everybody that's put in already. I think there's just 8 people have put in. We're over $500 already. But that money is what is going to go toward the equipment for us, the food we're going to be using. We're going to be doing the My Patriot Supply food. We're going to get a 1-week supply for everybody that goes. We're getting cameras. We're going to use the external backup battery packs. We'll have several of those for each person to use. The cameras are going to be, there's going to be one, probably a shoulder mount where you can turn and either point wherever you want to point it. I'm a very big believer that these things like to move whenever you're not looking. So like going into an area or a canopy and these large open areas, point the camera in the woods, head straight forward. You just never know what you're going to get. But I think we're going to be putting ourselves in some situations, and I plan on doing this. If we get one on the drone and we're directing everyone, where it is, and I'm watching and directing one by radio where to go and get, I'm going in. If he's there, if he's 20 feet away and he's growling and screaming at us or whatever, I'm going in there. I am going in. I've already, and I don't know, anybody that knows me well enough knows if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do everything in my power to do it. So I'm telling you, I'm not running away. And that's what we expect from anybody else. Like I said, it's going to be a sacrifice for anybody that goes. You're going to have to be able to you don't have to be a Bigfoot researcher. I would prefer people that know the woods, know direction.
What is the criteria then? What if you break down what you want in, of people. Sorry, my dog.
I can't hear you at all. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What's the criteria then for people? What are you, realistically, what do people need to be who are playing?
Man or woman, doesn't matter, as long as you're in decent shape. You're going to have to be in decent shape. Just be honest with yourself and think about, if you want to go, if you can commit to 1 week, probably sometime in the spring, that you can commit to a week. You're in relatively good shape, got 6 months to get in shape if you're not. Put yourself in a situation where you think you might be close to one of these creatures and it's growling at you. Are you going to cut and run? Because we've seen that video. Or not, maybe not even cut and run, but not go any further. We're going in. We're going out. We are going to be in the bush the majority of the time. I think it's the hard sacrifice that needs to be made. And prefer you don't have to be photogenic necessarily, but you are going to have to articulate your experience, because every day I'm going to do interviews with everybody there, one-on-one. You're telling, if you got anything, everything that led up to it, everything that happened while it was going on. And the good thing is everybody's going to be filming all the time. So and nobody's going to be by themselves ever. We're going to have multiple camera angles. Myself and DDoS, we've been working up some strategies, and thinking about this for a long time. And, I just decided it's time to do it. Somebody's got to do this. No one has done what we plan on doing, not with the type of equipment that we're going to have and the amount of filming that's going to be done. And we're going to a highly active area, very highly active area. So I think if all goes well, we'll end up with some pretty convincing stuff. And it's got to have a story to it. If it's not a story, it's not going to be worth watching. So I'm going to try to put it together in story form. It's all going to be, real life stuff.
I think you'll have enough to make it, just along with what you're doing. The story is there,
Yeah, we just have to put it out in a way that's going to make sense to people. And if you want to donate, like anybody that watches this show, we probably get 3,000-4,000 views on any one of these shows, respectively. Some are more, some are less. $5, $1 a month for the next 5 months, and we're there. We'll have everything we need. That's not counting what I'm putting in. That's just for the equipment that's going to be rented, the food, and the stuff that we're going to be donating out after. Audio recorders, the high quality, smallest cameras we can find. We are going to do some game cams. I don't expect we'll get anything on them, but we're gonna be using them more as a trap, possibly, or deterrent, and have cameras in all directions around those game cams. Um, it's an ambitious venture, but we got to do it. We have to do it. I've seen what people have gotten in the same general area, within a 40-mile radius of that place, and it's some of the most incredible stuff you'll ever see because they're there, and we're gonna go get them.
I don't know if this is gonna. You won't see them unless they want you to.
Yeah, well,
Maybe you're gonna.
Who said that?
William. Hang on, William Burke.
William Burke. Well, I'm glad you know so much about him, William. Maybe you need to go with us. I know.
It's an invitation.
Yeah, because there's people down there that see them all the time, get them on camera all the time. Somebody else told me we weren't going to see them because we had electronics. So I tend to go with what I've already seen and heard and know more than the experts that have never set foot in there to begin with. Not trying to offend anyone, just saying. What's that, Daniela?
I'm saying I think with that the thermal stuff you're going to get alone, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, just the thermal stuff. Well, the type of thermals we're getting, I'll make sure that we're getting the generation of thermal that can see into the bush. So if there's anything hot on the other side of the bushes, it's going to be able to detect it. Now, it won't be crisp unless it's out in the, from behind the bush. But when you're talking about having the drone plus, it's not that thick and grown up in there that you can't get a good sight on a heat source with the drone, with the type of thermal we're going to be using. And then another filming camera. So we'll have the one I have now plus another, which is Jeff Townsend put in a very large donation toward that. It was supposed to have been Linda's camera, but I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of what we need in to pick up that. And then I'll be purchasing the thermal for the drone, which we'll end up using for the travel show, I'm sure. But everything else that anybody donates $1 for that we buy is going to be donated out. So, and we appreciate everybody that does that. Let's see. He has saw one, so they might be drawn to. Are you talking about me, Carl? I don't know. So, yeah. I actually got a glimpse of one down there, in this close to the area that we're going, within a few miles. So they're in there. The first time I ever went a place close to there, relatively close to there, with Mark and Melanie Zasky, who probably have some of the best images you'll ever see, crypto reality. There's no denying a lot of what they're getting. They're got them the first day and smelled them all around us. I'm sorry I missed that, Danielle.
I put the wrong one up as well. Sorry, I've got the right one now. Oh, it's not that one.
We'll see.
I'll put that back. I'll just do this one first. There we go.
Yeah, that's the plan, Rick. Exactly what Rick said. While it's good to have a game plan and good attitude going in, don't be afraid to be flexible. Try different things. In my opinion, act like normal campers. Yeah, that's exactly the plan. The longer we can be there without them knowing we know, the better, because they're going to be more drawn to us. But what I'm thinking, everything that we're going to be doing in their living room, we're not just going to be on trail. We're going to be in the bush, off trail, in some really, really bad, tight spots. I think they're going to get tired of us, and they're going to try to get us out of there. Let's see. Ruger Ridge, that's Terry. Do you think you can use game cams to herd them in some way? I'm hoping, Terry. What I'm hoping is we can get some game cams in strategic points, like near choke points or travel corridors. And just depends on what we find when we get there. We're going to have to do a little bit of scouting see if we can find trackways, structures. Stuff's not hard to find down there just because of the terrain. And and I'll go ahead and tell you some of the people that we're considering for the trip. Our audio guys are Clay Campbell and Mark Newbill. They're I think they are going to be really perfect for it. Larry Porch will be part of strategies. Him and Dita also and myself will be part of strategies with Clay Campbell. He's got some pretty good ideas. Dan Christensen, looking at him. Todd Tyson, looking at him. Several people that have emailed me or called, but nothing is set in stone. We're going to make sure we have a good, solid team that can commit, that knows the type of sacrifice we're talking about. Going to have to be okay being around weapons. We'll be getting hunting license. To be in there with a weapon, you have to have a hunting license. So don't plan on killing anything. Let me say that right now. I made a joke about that the other day, and it was a mistake. Don't plan on killing anything, no matter what. That's not going to happen. That's going to be a last resort. Mostly, I'm carrying a weapon for a rattlesnake. That's mostly what I'm going to be carrying for. So, but there are some things we're going to be doing, setting up fake campsites and things like that. Some recording stuff that I think is going to work pretty good. We're gonna have a week straight to try these things, and the more we're there, the longer we're there, the more we're going to be able to figure this stuff out.
Well, I think snoring is the key. You snoring.
We'll see. If they're the same in that area as they are around your area, that might work too, huh? No, I think they're going to watch us no matter what, as long as we will act as innocuous as we can. Somebody mentioned something about cameras with tripwires. What we're going to have plot watchers. We're going to put out some plot watchers that don't put out infrared. It just takes a picture every so often, and we will have those. But what we are going to do is have some game cameras just to try to keep them in a certain area when we're coming through. Well, like I said, I don't want to give away too much of our strategies, what we're going to do. Oh, there's my lovely wife at work. Was just dropping by to say hi. Well, hello, dear. How are you? Look, I usually have one Diet Dr. Pepper every day, and I've quit. I went to the doctor Thursday. I weighed 251 pounds, but everything else was good. BP, all that was good, but I mean,
now though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop 20 before I get out there, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So it's strictly water and salads, and might do the Atkins thing. I don't know. We'll see. We got any more questions? Oh, wow, there's Craig. Craig had been in the hospital, guys, and we didn't know it. Bigfoot Busters. It's good to see you back. Yeah, that's what I kind of got upset with him. I sent him a text. You got somebody to tell us something. You just disappear on us. You said you have mannequins. I don't know about all that. We're gonna have enough stuff to carry in there, Craig.
That's Carl. That's Carl.
What?
That was Carl.
No, somebody else said mannequins.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Craig from Bigfoot Busters. Yeah.
Greg's
and for those that missed, we were supposed to have Daniel Benoit on to do an interview, and he had to postpone. So we'll probably have him, on a little bit later. So, and another 20, probably mostly water. But if I can get down to 230, lean up a little bit. I've been there before. It wasn't that long ago. Let's see. Are you going to have separate audio recording equipment to cat? Yes. Everybody is going to have their own audio rod. Now, I imagine the guys, some of the guys, the ones, if we pick some of the ones that are coming already, will be bringing their own audio stuff and their own camera equipment. I will say this, whoever does go is going to have to sign a release, just because I don't want somebody's family suing me because somebody got hurt or, you know, something worse, God forbid. And we'll have to sign a non-disclosure before we tell anybody where we're going. But the only ones that are going to know where we're going or when we're going are be the ones that are going. How many people at the most? 8. J. Coop. I heard you mention a group of 6, but I think you may have a lot of people interested in going. Yeah, and that's fine. That people are interested. It's actually overwhelming the amount of interest in people that want to go. But there's a specific type of person that I think is going to take to get this done. And I'm not saying that everyone that's applied isn't like, you know, what we're looking for, but we can only take so many. We are going to have Jeff Townsend is going to be with us. He's, like I said, he's going to be manning the camp. I'm going to be mostly filming the excursions, the expeditions. And like I said, if we get in a situation to where there's some thick palmettos and we're around it, I'm going in. That's all there is to it. And if what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to run away. But we're going to have cameras all over to catch that. And that's what we need. We need to catch these things moving. I have no doubt we'll catch them looking at us, faces. But we're going to be taking in equipment that is going to allow us to see them in the daytime or the nighttime. We'll know whether they're around us with that Gen 5 thermal we're going to have. Well, I looked at it and it said $50,000.
It looks like
said, okay, perfect, 50 grand. And then I found a place that rents them for like $260 a day. Like, that's better. We'll do that. We'll be able to rent that, and the night vision that we're getting is like 42 grand. Yeah, so we're taking some good equipment. We're going to be taking some really good equipment. All of everything we're filming with, like body cams and all, is going to be 4K stuff. And we're going to have a lot of 128 gig SanDisks. We're talking about 3 a day per camera. So, and those things are not cheap. So that's what the GoFundMe is for things like that. The small GoPro cameras or whatever we decide to get. I've got Scott Owens and I are going to get together. We've got plenty of time to work on where we're going to get the cameras and the type of medium that we need to be filming on. And, you know, like I said, the idea is to put together something that is going to be convincing. And the ones that go, another thing you're going to have to consider, your name and your face are going to be out there. They're going to be seen by a lot of people. So just keep that in mind for anybody that's applying to go. And all you have to do is just give a summary of what you think you bring to the table, what you offer. And you are going to be out there with other people. So Ozark Mountain Sasquatch, yes. Yeah, we're going to shoot in 4K, even though no one will probably watch it in 4K. Shane, we probably we're going to go ahead and have it filmed in 4K. I know that takes up a lot of disk. I think 128 gig 4K will cover about 10 hours. So you're looking at 2.5 discs per day per camera for body cam, and then my 2 cameras that I'll be using, Canon XA20 and a Canon XF405 with the Rode NG1 shotgun mics. Those are mics like this. Yeah, those are really good microphones. But we're excited about it. And you know, if anybody wants to help us, $1 a month for everybody that watches this. If all of our subscribers just put in $1, we're there. But a dollar a month for 4 months, 5 months, if you can, if you want to. If you don't want to, we're gonna get there in 6 months. I think we can get there with the enthusiasm and the people that have gone in already. And I haven't really even put the GoFundMe out there. We've had some awesome people throw in way more than I expected.
Leon's in. Leon Thompson.
Oh, Leon, how you feeling? I put in 20,000 just for the GoFundMe. That's not counting the 7,000 I'm putting in. That's just going to be for what I budgeted and what I mathed out. We'll probably need a little more than that, but if we can get that, we can go. We'll be able to rent the equipment that we're going to need, plus Woodburger Farm says, Kerry, if you need extra FLIR, holler at me. I've got 2. You can borrow any equipment besides Bailey. Okay, Rick. I appreciate that. I just might do that. What I was thinking for night excursions and treks is getting iPads with the FLIR One Pro plugins. Those are pretty good for what you for $300. Those are not really that bad. I know I had 2 of them, and I actually gave one to North Carolina Sasquatch Watchers, and pretty good detail on those things. You can at least make out there's something there. But the drone FLIR, that thing's incredible. You can make from 200 feet, you can make out facial detail, and I think that's going to be important in distinguishing for someone that's watching between a Sasquatch and somebody. So let's see.
Yeah.
Jeff Townsend said, I haven't heard anyone mention the 20-foot pythons and boa constrictors that are in there. You know what, Jeff? The area that we're going to, I've never seen a snake. And in the 2+ months I was out there, never saw the first snake. I only saw one alligator, and it was about a 3-footer. So I don't know if the boogers keep them at bay or what, but I can imagine that's not a bad food source for a hungry Sasquatch.
Here's a suggestion.
Ever consider pregnant chimpanzee pheromones? You know, Ern Harvick, I've seen people try that, but I've never seen it work. I think what we are going to try to appeal to some maternal instinct is we're going to try the baby in a basket, fake campsite, bring the baby doll, car carrier, put the recorder in there on the timer, set up the fake campsite, and leave. 30-40 minutes goes by, the baby starts crying, and then we've got static cameras set up in several directions to hopefully catch whatever comes in there. Not IR, by the way, not game cams, just some static GoPros set on low on the ground. So we're going to try stuff like that. I think if nothing else, we might be able to catch something moving around it in the distance. Like I said, the best advantage we're going to have going out there is them not knowing that we know they're there. So we're just going to have to act like we don't know anything and just go out there and cut up, make them come to us. It's not going to be hard to do. Been there, done it. The times that I went back, and I was down there with Crypto Reality for 3 weeks, and then I went back myself to a different area for a couple months, and that was, when I decided I wasn't going to do it. I actually got some pretty good evidence. I don't know if you guys seen the pictures that I have, but there's no doubt to me what it is. I just think having that, and because you can hear them walking. And what I'm looking for is people that are willing to go in after them. So that's just something to consider when you're applying for this, and be in relatively good shape.
Is it better that somebody applies who's seen one before, who's had experience before? Do you think
that doesn't matter?
You think you can be prepared for, more prepared if you've had the experience, then
No, anybody that's going to go, you're going to be sitting down with us on streams, private streams, strategizing for months. You're gonna be as prepared as you can get. You know what you're going for. You're going for one thing: evidence. I'm not talking about just video stuff, tracks, uh, the structures. They make crazy little structures out there. It looks like it's like a long palm hut deal. It's weird looking. It's not really a stick structure, but it's just like something perfect for one thing to lay down in. And one thing that I believe they do, it's found a lot of this, is dig out holes. They'll dig out a hole 4 feet wide, a couple feet deep. I think they lay down in it and drag stuff over them,
right,
and wait by a game trail for something to walk by. It's just what I think, but something dug those holes, and I don't think it was hogs. So it's our Sasquatch.
it makes sense that they have some sort of strategy for hunting. Different strategies.
Yeah, I think they're ambush predators more than anything. I think the place we're going is not far from civilization. It's crazy that there can be that no one would think these creatures were in these places, and but they are, and that's one of the reasons that I chose this spot, because I kind of know it a little. Um, I haven't forgotten the woods. I still know uh, what's what. I believe I know. I still know what's what in the woods, especially in the South. Um, what's going to be around, and this place it's just full of them. Like I said, they're a lot more aggressive here, and it would be different if we were going to a place like in the Pacific Northwest. There's too much range for them to get away from us and stay away from us. They could, up there, so in some places they get high ground and they can see you from 100 yards away, so they just stay that far away from you the whole time. And that's what I think they do up there. But here they're going to have to get close to watch us, and we're going to hopefully we'll know when they're around. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, if
definitely know
nothing
you're
else,
around, don't they?
I just saw one. What was it? Kerry, take Jesus with you. Remember, if it gets hairy, you can use the name of Jesus. Absolutely. And hey, if nothing else, pray for us, because we are going. If I have to go by myself, I'm going. I don't want to go by myself. I really don't care to go at all, but somebody has to do it. Somebody's got to put this together, and it's going to be me. I'm going to be the one. It's not going to be just me. It's going to be all of us, but I'm going to be filming the thing. I'm going to be telling the story of these 6 or 7 guys that are in there actively looking for Sasquatch, and the evidence that I think we're going to need to convince the amount of people we're going to need to get behind us to get this thing done. Getting the FLIR and the insertion team in the same thermal video clip will be distinguished. Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought about, Mark, having that. But, the FLIR is good enough that we can be 100 feet off the ground and 200 feet out from the canopy and be able to see inside there really good to make those distinctions. And that's going to be part of the strategy, is having the radios with the earpieces. Those are not that expensive, but that's what we're going to be using to communicate and coordinate. That's why you're going to have to be familiar with direction, especially at night. We are going to be camping, but this is not going to be like campfire camping. I doubt we build a fire the entire time we're there. So it's going to be interesting. I didn't think we were going to fill a whole hour talking about this, but it's
a lot to talk about.
There is. And like I said, we haven't even filled the team yet, but I told everybody who we're considering. Some of those guys probably will be chosen. Brandon Moore was another one from Alabama. Young guy, but I think I think he'd be up for it. We'll see. Anybody that goes is going to talk to me and D first, plain and simple. Like I said, I've already called a few people and just done some one-on-one, just to want to talk and kind of feel them out. But just make sure, email me at bigfootodyssey@gmail.com. My phone number is on our website, bigfootodyssey.us. Call me anytime. If I don't answer, I'll call you right back, or text me. You know, if you're interested in going and talking to me more about, you know, what the expectations are going to be. All I can tell you for sure is that it's going to be a sacrifice. You're probably going to be wore out at the end of it. And I was talking to Carl Gotro, and he said, you know, it's hard to say what you'll do in a situation like that. And he's right. He's right. But what I'm asking people to do is put yourself in that situation in your head and think about what it is you'll do before you can commit. That, I mean, are you going to go in? Would you go in to get that shot, or to run them out for somebody else to get the shot? Our shots, I think we're going to get a ton of stuff. I really do. 6-7 days straight filming. Somebody's going to be out all the time. You know, it's not going to be a situation where we all go out and then come in and go to bed and then get up in the morning and go at it again. That's not what it's going to be like. We're probably going to be up all night, every night, and sleeping a little bit during the day in shifts. Somebody's going to be out doing something the entire time. So, yes, Leon, I think we may do some hair traps, some Scott Carpenter hair traps. We'll see. We're going to be on the lookout for all that kind of stuff. So, Donald Fuller, you need to get the Blue Line boys in there. I don't think they can commit. I really don't. And I'm not sure about their tracking skills. We definitely want people that know the woods well enough and know the basic animals in the area, good with direction, going to be able to tell and articulate what they've gone through that day. That's going to be the most important thing to me, aside from getting the footage and the evidence, is telling how you got it, what we did, what we went through. And the good thing is we're going to have multiple camera angles for this and multiple audio for us. So we'll be able to use the best shots, the best audio. We're going to have the best equipment that we can get our hands on. Or to me, it's not going to be worth going. If we're not going to go all out 100%, it's not going to be worth even trying. And we may fail. I don't think we will. I think we'll be at least moderately successful in our search. Carl Price, suggestion: as a retired officer, take paper bags or envelopes for evidence. Plastic, yeah, you're right, Carl. It does.
Here's a good suggestion.
Yes, everybody will have their own GPS tracker. That's a no-brainer there. Weird Desk. Everybody's going to have. Nobody going to get lost and us not be able to find you or get drug off or whatever. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Does this mean you're playing, Shane?
Shane says, "Put me in, coach." Holler at me, Shane.
This
My
next
mouth
year.
is so dry.
Next
My
year,
mouth is so.
Shane. Yeah.
Just from yeah, it's going to be next year. We got about 6 months, 7 months to plan and save and get everybody together, all the planning, all the mapping. We're going to have a game plan for every second we're going to be in there before we ever step foot in that place. It's not going to be just a go out there and, okay, let's go do this, let's do this. No, we're going to sit all together and plan the entire trip before we go. I already have a pretty good idea laid out of how it wants to go. We've got a good baseline to start with. So it's a very ambitious venture. And like I said, I don't think anybody has done it this way. Not the way we plan to do it. not this hard, not going at it this hard in their house. We're going to be in their house where they stay. We're not going to be on the fringes filming in. We're going to be in there, and especially at night, that's going to be that's going to be hairy. I do believe, but like I said, with the equipment that we'll have, I don't think anything's going to sneak up on us that we won't know about.
I think safety in numbers as well, isn't it?
Yeah, no one is going to be by themselves. Absolutely not. That'll be something we insist on. Um, yeah, Miss Kathy, that's what it is. Dr. Pepper withdrawal. No, it's me talking about this constantly for the last 45 minutes. uh, I don't know if it's nerves, apprehension. I just every time I think about it, I really don't want to do it.
Well, it is something pretty
No,
incredible.
yeah, it's Sooner Squatch is a solid ground area or wetlands. It's all solid. It's solid ground. A lot of pines, a lot of palm trees, cabbage palms, date palms, palmettos, a lot of palmetto thickets, which is where I think these things stay. That we'll be going into. I'm sure there'll be a lot of machete hacking going on. Um, and like I said, anybody that goes, you're going to have to be in relatively good shape. So, like there's 6 months. Um, I've already started to get myself prepared for this. And it's a one-time thing. I'm not. This is not something that we're going to be doing every year or all the time. I'm going to try it once. Just as we'll say we did it, whether we did it or not. We're going to say we tried. Because I don't know anybody that knows anything about these creatures or has studied this for a week knows how hard it is to film these things. They're just so hard to catch on camera. And I think if we were going anywhere else, it would be a lot harder. But the area that we've chosen, that I've chosen, is they're all over South Florida. You can go anywhere there and get them. I mean, there might be certain places where they're not, but they're not hard to find down there. There's that many in there. Like I said, it's because there's no really anywhere for them to go. It's such close quarters. There's a lot of open area, and then a lot of thick canopies, and that's where they go and hang out. I've heard them talking in there. I've heard them knocking in there. Uh, got a glimpse of one in there from about 60 yards away. It was just a quick, brief, but to me, there's no doubt what it was. I didn't want to go down there. I can tell you that, but that's not going to be the case this time. If anything like that happens, I'm going after it. I've convinced myself of that anyway. I'm going. It's the hard sacrifice. It's what's going to have to be done
Mm.
to get the kind of evidence that that we need. It's what's going to have to happen.
You're going to get something. You've got you know. It sounds like you've the location and your plan and
Right. Well, we're going to have a lot of audio traps set
yeah.
too, not just video. So a lot of recorders, a lot of cameras. Like I said, static cameras around camps, and then cameras that are going to be attached to us the entire time, and then handheld filming cameras. Yeah, we're gonna spend several $1,000s just in SanDisks. Make sure you take lasers with you. They are intrigued by them. May need one if you get in a bind. Okay, Squatch in Alabama. Is that Brandon? No, that's not Brandon. Lasers. Okay, that's interesting. We may try that.
I mean, all
You
the
know, I don't.
tactical torches. You know, the ones that flash really, really quick
Yeah, no, we're gonna have flashlights.
that can stun. You know.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that. I think our approach is going to be straightforward enough that we may not need anything like that. Um, and after a day, 2 days, the game might be up, and they may be on to us and trying to get us out of there. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, is is to have them try to get us out.
Mm.
Yeah, Brian said laser's great if somebody gets lost. The drone's going to come in handy for that too. If anybody, I mean, if one person gets lost, it's going to be 2 people or 3 people because nobody's going to be by themselves at any point in there. I'm going to I'm going to insist on that. Of course, like I said, we'll have it all planned before we go. So everybody knows where they're supposed to be and where they're going to be. Everybody's going to know. And that's it. So we'll be together on private streams, probably on StreamYard, doing private streams, getting everything lined up.
This one keeps coming up. No, not that one. Don't know why it keeps doing that.
I know it does that a lot.
Yeah, it's like it's jumping up.
Consider having another group of 6 or 8 in the main camp to act as backup in case you drop a squatch, keeping angry friends at bay. Yeah, J Coop, you know, we're probably gonna have some backups to go, or maybe even change out. I don't know. That's not a bad idea. Miss Diane says, Kerry's determination to find one. They will. Yeah, we're gonna find them. Whether we get good film evidence of them, we're gonna try everything we can. Take a tranquilizer? I don't know about all that. That might be a death sentence. Trying to shoot one of these things with anything.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna have rocks coming in at us already, which depending on how they throw them, they'll be giving themselves away.
Yeah, you know, and also you've got to think.
No,
about
you winners.
Hey.
Do what?
You need to all think about your own safety. There's only so far you can go, isn't there? And
yeah. We're not getting crazy, but still,
know that when you're there,
we're gonna go after them. I am gonna go. If nobody else does, I am going after them. And I'm sure they're gonna run away. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I think they act.
We talked about saying that.
Well, I think they act all big and bad.
Yeah.
Just to keep you from coming in at them, and you know, the loud screaming, the bluff charging. The reason they call it bluff charging. The reason you haven't really heard of anybody being attacked by a Sasquatch. I don't think that's what they want to do. I mean, I don't think they want to be around us. I think they just want to watch us.
Someone wants to come with you.
That's Wes Germer. I don't know, Wes. Can you? That's call me. We'll talk about it. It's going to be epic. I can tell you that much. Just the equipment. I'm excited about the equipment. When I found the thermals and the night vision stuff, that's collectively $90,000. That we were able to rent it. That was Annette Graves. Kerry, aren't you afraid? Probably, maybe a little. You know, but like I said, this system's got to be done. This has got to be done. Let's see. We have one stay put while I approached it. Okay, good. All the better.
All depends what's there. If there's food or if there's juveniles, you don't know, do you? If there's young ones,
no,
you're really not going to know until you get there.
No, it's going to be situational. There's no doubt. But if we're in that situation where we know there's one in there in those thick palmettos, I'm going to go in. Anybody else, whether anybody else goes in or not, I'm going. And I'm going to have it on film. If that happens, we're going to say, yep, Kerry was right. He went. And they may knock me up next to a tree. I don't know. I'm prepared to make that sacrifice because no one else is. No one else is doing it. It may be the last thing I ever do in Bigfoot, even if I survive and make it out. We get unheard of evidence.
Well,
I may not ever do it.
We need you for these documentaries. You can't go and do this yet. Look, just slow down, right? Can't.
Right. But well, the plan is to go after them, and not just go do the regular research like everybody else does, looking for signs, listening for them, That's not what we're doing. We are going hunting. We're going hunting, and I was always pretty good at that. There was I hunted a buck. You've probably seen him on the wall behind me in the documentary show. It's a 158-inch 12 point, typical 12. He was 5.5-year-old buck. I hunted that deer for 2 years straight, and I finally got him. But I had to go through belly crawling on the ground to get him, and but I got him. So I'm determined for us to get something. We're not going to be in a situation where we can get the film. We can get film of this thing if somebody just goes in there and not go in. That's not happening. Plus, spending the amount of time that we're going to be spending in the thick bush looking for them, and hopefully we'll get to hear them, because down there you can hear them walking 30, 40 feet away. You'll hear them take 3 or 4 steps off to your left, following you. Heard it a dozen times while I was down there.
To clarify, we didn't say that we were going to do that.
No. I joked about that last time. That's why I said I shouldn't have done that, Robert. I had made a joke about shooting and us dragging one out. That's not going to happen, regardless. I think that's a guaranteed you're not going to make it out of there, because if there's 8 of us, we are all still going to be outnumbered. There's that many of these things out in there. And I think if you shoot one, like, that's going to be a last resort. If I'm going to die, then yeah, I'll probably shoot one, just so I can say take him with me. But we're not going to go to kill one of these things. I think that's the dumbest thing you could possibly do, is to shoot at one.
Yeah, I think so.
Celine McCormick, would I ask Todd Standing to go? No. I don't have anything against Todd Standing. I think he's great. But I think we're going to have enough type A personalities out there already that Todd may be great. He may be perfect for it. But no, I want just regular guys that know the woods, that know hunting, that aren't afraid to put their name and their face out there, and can tell a story, can run a camera, help strategize, and be in relatively good shape. You're going to have to be in shape. You're going to have to be in relatively good shape. Simple as that. You're talking about a week in the bush, going a lot more hours than you'll be sleeping. This is what I'm talking about. Putting yourself
people
to the
can
hazard.
work as a team as well is important, isn't it?
Yeah. I think, like I said, I don't have a problem with Todd Standing, but a lot of people do. And I think, that we need to be a pretty cohesive group. And we may get 10 or 12 to go and just have some at the camp. The campsite's got water and electricity, where we're going to have our charging stations. It's just going to be hammock and mosquito net camping. I don't think there's not going to be any tents or anything like that. I mean, there's no reason for it. No campfire, none of that stuff. That's not what it's going to be. Like I said, we're going to be actively hunting the entire time. Butch Grimes, who do you have on board as of now? Pretty sure we have Mark Newbill and Larry Porch, Clay Campbell, D. Doss, and myself. Jeff Townsend also. We have several field spots, 3 field spots still open. And then we'll have backups. Just in case somebody life happens, somebody drops out. We're considering Oh, I can't even think. Todd Tyson, Dan Christian, Dan Christensen, um, Brandon Moore. Who else? I'll tell you what. I got some of the emails here. David Fox Jr. Anyway, if you want to go, just send me a little email. If you want to email me a little summary of your skills, what you think you bring to the table. Hunters is what we need. I mean, we're going to have plenty of that. You know, you don't have to be a Bigfoot researcher. You just need to be, like I said, familiar with direction, familiar with the woods, have a little bit of sense, be able to do an interview, conduct an interview, articulate your day, what you've gone through. So, wow, we have 200 people. That's crazy, unexpected for a Saturday.
Definitely, yeah.
It definitely is. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we're sorry our regularly scheduled program was we weren't. It was too soon. He had to back out last minute. Too soon to book anybody else. I tried to get DDoS, but he's actually at work. So to come on here and talk about this with me. But we appreciate everybody that's helping us out. Again, thank you to everyone that's already put in. Like I said, $1 a month. If you could throw in $1 a month for the next 5 months, for everybody that watches this show, we'll be there. We'll be there. And I mean, like I said, what we put up there is we probably need a little bit more than that. But if we can get that, it's definitely on. We'll definitely have enough to be bare bones, best equipment we can possibly get. So, and I think that's key, the equipment that we're going to have. I don't think anybody's done this with the type of equipment that we're going to have out there. So, 204 now. So thank you guys, everybody, for joining. The GoFundMe is Expedition BDRP Odyssey. And we thank everybody that puts in on that. Like I said, the equipment that we purchase with that is going to be donated to researchers after we're done. Nobody's keeping it. The only thing I'm keeping is what I'm paying for myself. So we appreciate it very much. All right, Daniela, you got anything to add?
Well, don't miss Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be.
Oh yeah, Blue Line Wednesday coming up.
We've got our giveaway.
Blue Line Wednesday. Blue Line Wednesday is the day we let our hair down. We relax. We tell some stories. We kind of make fun of them a little bit. We're not trying to be mean and hateful to people. I know someone had made a comment. You shouldn't make fun of these people. I'm from the South, the deep South. And I can do that voice. I can do that voice and not feel guilty about it. Because just because you howl, that Southern drawl don't make you stupid. I promise you. All right, Jeff said, great show, guys. Danielle looks so bright and cheerful now. I know, right?
Thanks to Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks to Jeff. Old Jeff. Jeff's gonna be the glue that holds the whole thing together. Watch.
Yeah, so definitely don't miss Wednesday because it's going to be a good night.
It is going to be a good show. We're going to have a lot of fun Wednesday, 7:00 p.m. Central. It's Blue Line Wednesday, our fortnight Let Your Hair Down show. Guys, make sure you're there for it. We're going to have a good time. All right. Thanks, everybody, for showing up tonight and listening to us talk about the trip. Anybody has any questions, feel free to call me. Send me an email. I want to talk. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you. So give me a call. All right. Danielle, are you in this?
I am. Thanks a lot. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night, everybody.